Let's see, are we live here? 1 second. See if I can get to the 1 second as I try to tweet this link out here, because yeah, we need. Let's see how many people we can get to watch this here. This mess of a thing here. Okay, link posted, all that stuff. Let's get into this, right? This was a very interesting way to start the Brian Kelly era, in my opinion. Here, you have very much a start that probably no one expected, unless you. Well, actually, this game was a 3-point game from all spreads, so people didn't know what this game was going to be. Very close, very gonna come down to kickers, which it did in the end, but it's just a very interesting thing in which you have a game in which LSU should have not been in at the end. That is true in my opinion here, right? This was a gifted opportunity for LSU, and they went for a kick in which, don't blame the kicker for this. Don't blame the kicker for this loss. Blame the line for how they played for this kicker, right? If you are 2 blocks of for your kicker, that makes no sense, right? Just my thoughts are a mess right now, just because of how LSU played this game here. Because, as I said before, LSU should not have been in this game here. Honestly, like you 2 messed up punts. Just, I just, it's hard to think right now. What's going on with this team here? All right. Let's see if I can get this fixed here, right? LSU lost. That is in a very crazy way, in they were in a game in which they should have not have been in. Your special teams cost you points all game long. Your star receiver that you had to basically pay to come back in NIL money dropped 2 touchdowns. That needs to be known. But LSU was still in it at the end, which shows the talent. Shows FSU did not have the dagger that they needed. And in all honesty, this is just a very interesting look at the Brian Kelly era, right? We saw Notre Dame yesterday, right, have offensive struggles. We saw this same type of offensive struggles today. But I think as the game went on, right, as Jaden Daniels, who was running for his life, Mike Denbrock fixed things up. They got it going. That's good to know. And just the defense, I feel they did their job a lot of this game, right? But it's hard for your third downs, right? Your third down defense to play like that, right? Your offense is trying to figure it out, right? That's the important part here, right? Your offense is trying to figure this entire game out, and you can't get off the field to help them figure it out, right? What if on some of these FSU drives, right? LSU got more playing time, got more snaps, and they figured out the adjustments they needed, right? Entirely different ball game right there, right? But no, FSU had a great game there. Their quarterback played well. I wasn't expecting their quarterback to play well. I was wrong, and I should be known for knowing it. I was wrong on that. But very much a game that I knew something weird was going to happen, right? It was just in the LSU, I don't know, mythos that for Brian Kelly's first game, craziness was going to happen. And it did. You had a second left. You got the touchdown. You tried to go for one, even though your special teams didn't show that they could get your point to get to overtime. But honestly, it shouldn't have gone down to a second, in my opinion, right? It shouldn't have gone down to a second. It should have not have gone down to your kicker. It should have gone down to Keyshawn Butte. It should have gone down to Jaden Daniels. It should have gone down to Mason Taylor. It should have gone down to Jack Besh. Your weapons, your offensive weapons, right? That's what should have won you this game here, right? But you couldn't figure out an offense till your last few touchdowns. What was going on there? Jaden Daniels was running for his life. Your offensive line couldn't block, but you tried to go for this long, drawn-out passing attack. And then that's also why you had to start Jaden Daniels, right? Jaden Daniels is a quarterback that is known for running and not going for all those reads, right? And you're trying to put him in an offense that is very much a long, thought-out process that opens it up for deep. And I can rant on about Butte, right? Keyshawn Butte, your guy that you had to pay to come back. If not, he would have gone to Alabama. And how he looked unmotivated that first half. He could have gotten one touchdown, but I will say that's a defensive play on that. But anyway, it was. And then the second one, right? He didn't even think the ball was going to him, and it hit him straight in the chest. What the? You are a blink of the wide receiver college award. You are a candidate for that, right? Or you were supposed to be a candidate for that this year, right? But you are not acting like it, right? That's part of it. You are not acting like a guy who is trying to win an award for being the best wide receiver in the country if you play like that. And yes, I will say some of that does come from Jaden Daniels' play. But it's just, it's weird how Butte played. I'm very much interested in that. Defense, I think I've talked about it. You lose. Let's see what happened on defense, right? You lose one of your best players due to a celebration of all things. One leads for targeting, and this was actual targeting, not a stupid targeting call, mind you. And you couldn't get off the field on your third downs, and you're trying to help your offense get back on the field, and you can't get your offense back on the field because of how you're playing, and then just an overall mess of a game there. And just I could talk a bit more about special teams, right? Let's talk a bit more about special teams, right? Let's see if I can pull up the tweet, right, that fully explains. Okay, 2-month punts, right? One of them, I think they got FSU got a touchdown from. Other one was the one that led to a 99-yard drive. I blocked the extra point. That's 1 point. even a blocked field goal. If they hit that blocked field goal, mind you, we won't even be sitting here talking about FSU win. So yes, is it a bit weird, right, that LSU at the end of the game, you make this miraculous comeback, 99-yard drive, and you decide to go to your kicker once again when your special teams offensive line can't block. And honestly, yeah, go FSU. They played the better game today. I will say that FSU did play the better game today. They wanted this win more than LSU, it seemed. Because they passed, they figured out their third down offense to keep themselves on the field. They figured out basically how to stop this LSU defense, and they should deserve this win in a way. And yeah, it was a good game. I will say that, right? It was a good game. Very much has all the emotion of college football. Just from an LSU fan standpoint, which is what I am, right? I just find that I feel this game could have been a bit more different, a different energy. I will say that. Targeting, I think maybe, right? I know the obvious targeting. I will say that, right? There was obvious targeting in this game, but they sorted that out, and he's gonna miss a half of their next game for LSU, which honestly deserves for how stupid that was. I think it was more frustration, really, that targeting. But yeah, just a very interesting game here. Let's see. Has Brian Kelly talked yet? Let's see here. Let's see. Has Brian Kelly talked yet? Let's see here. Said Mason Smith needs a MRI for his celebration injury. Yeah, he did. Mason Smith, he messed his knee up doing a celebration victory of all things. And it seems pretty consistent from these reports leaking out or these tweets that Brian Kelly and the coaching staff are taking a lot of blame for this loss. A lot of coaching mistakes and all that stuff. It's just very much a game where I will say it was more coaching mistakes than anything, right? I think if they figured out their offense quicker, Mike Dimbrock figured out his offense quicker, it would have been a different game. Because LSU did figure out their offense pretty well, I will say that, by the end of the game. Gives me a bit of hope, mind you, but because if you do go 99 yards down the field, there's something working there. But the defense, they need to work. They need that work done. They need to figure out what was it that FSU did to keep themselves on the field, and hopefully adjustments are made so this isn't looking like Bo Pelini's last year. Well, on that play, right? I think it's like every first down the clock stops, right? So tight end Mason Taylor makes gets the first down, so the clock has to stop. But yeah, it's very interesting stuff right there from that in college drills. I actually like college drills a lot with 2-minute drills, all that. Let's see, is there any good quotes from Brian Kelly here? See if I can end this off of that or not. But yeah, if there's any LSU fans watching this, don't blame the kicker. Blame your special teams O-line unit for how they blocked. I will say that. I don't like blaming kickers for blocks, really. Who LSU does play next? I honestly forgot because of how much let's see the LSU schedule a bit here. I think it's Southern Miss that LSU plays next. Let's see here the LSU schedule. LSU schedule. Let's see. Where the freak? Now we play Southern U, and then after that Mississippi State. Just yeah, let's see if there's any more LSU quotes here that I can get. Let's see, where is Brian Kelly? Let's see. If you are just now finding this channel and you enjoy this content, like and subscribe as I try to find some quotes here from Brian Kelly. Now it's really not. It's just a bunch of the team and the coaching staff did not put the team in the best position to win, and I agree with that. He didn't blame any of the players, didn't blame the special teams unit, didn't blame anybody, and that's good to hear. Let's talk about some common misconceptions that are going to come out of this game here. The Jaden Daniels experience, right? That's a very important one there, right? The Jaden Daniels experience. Jaden Daniels needed to play because of the O-line, right? That's the basic thing. He's faster than Nussmeier. That's why he played, and I'm all right with that, just for that reason. Does it suck that he doesn't look downfield more often? Yes, it does. I will say that. But it happens. He gave LSU the best chance to win. He did the 2-minute drill right to get that touchdown at the end, went 99 yards, all that. I don't think Nussmeier could have done that. I will say that right now. I'm trying to think whether there are some misconceptions. It was the kicker's fault for that. Yeah, he's not Michael Vick. I know that. But yeah, don't blame the kicker. I'm saying that again. Don't blame the kicker for this. All right, we've seen bad college kicking this weekend. And honestly, this isn't just bad kicks. This is just block kicks from an offensive line that doesn't know how to block for a kick. So I think it's Polian. I forget his first name right now. He's the current special teams coach for LSU. He needs to work on some stuff. Neighbors. I think his job as punt returns on the line, it has to be with how he handled that. But they may just say this was a one-off. But if he must have punt again. I do not see him returning punts this season. I will say that. But yeah, very very interesting game this was. I will be the first one to say I just fought all sorry, my thoughts are still messed up. This game is wild. Was wild. Has my mind going 1,000 miles an hour. But let me say this again, right? LSU having a shot at I feel the complaining is a bit interesting, right? From Brian Kelly's perspective, right? Cause part of the complaining was at the end with the refs. Refs reviewed a call on if it was a touchdown or not. Right as LSU scores a touchdown, because they thought they didn't score a touchdown on the last play. I'm alright with that type of complaining from Brian Kelly, mind you, right? How he handled having 1 second left, that was alright. I'm trying to think of other perspectives from Brian Kelly in which he had argued with refs, looked as purple as his shirt, all that stuff. He did call a stupid timeout, but he did say that was the coaching staff's problem, not his team. Just overall a very interesting game from LSU. I know it sounds like I'm talking in circles a bit, and that's honestly it, because my thoughts... I plan on making a more condensed version of this after, but I just wanted to get my thoughts out quicker and all that stuff, and dang, it's just I wanted to get my thoughts out quick. But yeah, I very much enjoyed this game, right? I missed LSU football, alright. I miss seeing this talented team. I miss seeing these talented players, all that stuff. It's great to have them back. But I want to see better from them, right? I want to see better from them. I want to see a better defense. And the SEC defense should know better. And, yes, all I do know is pain. I will say that, right? All I do know is pain from LSU since 2019 happened. Yes, a lot of weak points on defense. I think it does. Part of that comes from Matt House's rust as a coordinator. This is his first year back as a play caller since Kentucky, I think, or was it Pitt? I forget. Where was his last college? Playing calling days, before he went to Kansas City. But I think it's a work in progress. This wasn't just going to be a 1-year thing with Matt House, I feel. This was probably going to be a 2 to 3 year project for him to fix this defense and get it to how he likes it. And I think that point I just made about how this is a 3 to 4 year rebuild, I think that got off my mind a bit, right? This is a rebuilding LSU team, and just seeing the mistakes, it should be noted, right? That should be noted. I feel that this is a team going for a rebuild. They're still trying to figure things out. Ryan Kelly's still trying to figure things out. Mike Jim Brock is figuring things out. Matt House, Polian. Name any coach that you know on this LSU staff. They're trying to figure things out. And that needs to be noted, I feel. It's not an excuse, mind you, for how they handled this game, but it should be a noted thing. Because Brian Kelly, most winningest coach in college football, had a 49 win streak against unranked opponents coming into this game, mind you. So do I expect a bit more? Probably. But stuff happens, right? Stuff happens. I will say that stuff happens. And I'm just glad that this game happened, right? I think this game showed the potential LSU has. I will say that. I think this game shows the potential LSU has. If they fix a few things, mind you, right? Get better talent. Figure out their QB situation. Figure out their offense. That's the big thing. Figure out the offense, mind you. The defense, I think, did their job until they got tired, mind you. But figure out your offense, right? You can't call that same Cincinnati offense here at LSU in the SEC. I think we're going to see Nussmeier a game or two this year. I will say that. That's in my mindset. We will see Garrett Nussmeier this season. But I'm trying to think. Is there anything else? I'm missing here? O-line will be getting better as the season progresses. I'm hoping by actual SEC play is better. I'm also hoping that LSU does not face another week 0 team, I think. And it doesn't matter who the quarterback is if this offensive line plays like they did, right? That's why Jaden Daniels did play tonight. They had to run, right? That's part of it, right? Jaden Daniels was the quarterback named starter because they had to run the ball. They had to have his legs, right? They had to have that athleticism from the quarterback position. And in its place, you lost a quarterback that will look for reads for your weapons. And does that suck? Yes, but that's a problem Brian Kelly knows that he has, right? Going for 2, right? I was down for a 2-point situation there. You couldn't you could have gotten 3 points earlier in the game, but you got a block punt. They blocked your field goal. So why do you think that won't happen again, right? That's my big point again. Why do you think that your extra point is going to be different from your field goal experience? But honestly, I just think, and also here's the thing about it. If they even went to overtime, mind you, right? I still think Florida State wins. I will say that I still think Florida State wins. So why not try to go for 2, right? Make yourself look a bit better. Because even though the offense was figuring it out, right? The offense was figuring it out. I will say that, right? I don't think they would have been able to match points with FSU. And that's weird for me to say with the talent LSU has with their weapons, mind you, right? Cause let's see, let's name you know the weapons, right? Right. It's just and yeah, go Tigers. But yeah, it's just a very interesting situation LSU was in at the end. I really don't find as I sit here and the emotions go down, going for 1, it was probably the stupidest thing that Brian Kelly could have done. I will say that, right? Going for 1 after you missed a field goal was stupid. Your offense was hot. And you just took them off the field to not call a game. How many teams would probably do that, in my opinion? I don't know. I I think Nick Saban would have gone for 2. I will say that. I'm just saying. Just saying right there. But yeah, very, very much an interesting situation that fourth quarter turned into after a bunch of wild fourth quarters, like from Appalachian State. But yeah, this game happened. It was played. All that happened. More streams like this are coming. I will say that. I like streaming a bit, right? I find streaming great for stuff like this because it makes me improve as a content creator. So if you want to see me improve as a content creator as I do this, then like and subscribe and comment and chat and all that stuff. It helps me out, right? But I think that's gonna be it for me from this live stream point of view. A more condensed, more thought-provoking video will be made and released tomorrow as I get my thoughts in check and I can actually look at stats, because this is just stuff that I'm going through on the top of my head here about this team and the craziness going on with said team. But yeah, very interesting stuff from the LSU Tigers. This season is going to be an interesting watch here as SEC play happens, as this season seems to be going to be as crazy as any other college football season. And I hope you guys are here as I go through it for LSU. But that will be it for today. If you enjoyed it, like, subscribe, comment, do all that stuff. And I will see you guys next time.